Alright guys, so in this video I want to go over what is support and resistance, how to draw support and resistance, how it can help you when trading and investing. Now with this one, I want to focus on ticker symbol AB and B, which is Airbnb. So what I want to do first, I want to show you how to draw your support and resistance. Now what I like to do is I like to start on the weekly chart. Alright, so I'm going to take out my active tool. You could use a trend line, you could use a rectangle, it doesn't really matter. What I like to use is a rectangle. And I like to draw the most obvious one. So what I'm really basically looking for is multiple times on the chart that you see the stock touches. So for this one, as you can see, Airbnb touches multiple times around the 123 mark to the 140 mark. So that's going to be my first mark. And just to double check it to make sure everything is accurate, you go from the weekly to the 4-hour chart to verify your drawing. Now, as you can see here, when we pushed up, we rejected or hit a ceiling in stock terms, hit a resistance and pushed back down. Same thing again, when we made a push up, we hit a resistance and pushed back down. We attempted again, we hit that same resistance, pushed back down. We tried a fourth time. This time it didn't really touch it, but we are fairly close to it, but it pushed back down and rejected. So as you can see, this level is a strong resistance level, which is having a hard time breaking. Another one I have here is on the bottom, right? Most recent price action. Okay, so we're going to verify that on the 4-hour chart as well. So as you can see, when we push down, we bounce off this $88 level and push back up to that 140, 125 range. Now, how do you identify these levels? It's a very simple process. You begin by seeing a pattern where you see a stock tends to bounce, meaning there's a much greater chance there will be more buyers at that level to push the stock price up. This gives us an idea of where we can buy once you see a stock touch a certain level multiple times. Okay, so now as you can see, we have the top marked. We have another level that's marked, right? So we touch once, twice, 3 times. So I'm going to mark that level. So now let me go on a daily chart and you can see it from the daily chart perfectly. So now these areas are not set in stone, right? They're just imaginary lines to help us really identify key areas on the stock chart. So as you can see, what we just marked on the daily chart, as I said, it touched once, twice, 3 times. When it pushed down, that means it's a rejection. It's rejecting this area. So when it pushed back down, right, this held as support. It supported once, twice. Now when you saw the third time, it actually didn't hold. It broke right through it. And what happened next? When it tried to push back up, that support level has now changed to resistance. Now keep in mind, this tends to happen a lot. This is what technical analysis are in the stock market. Support, once it's broken through, becomes resistance. Once resistance is broken through, it tends to become support and vice versa, right? So once we broke through the support level, as you can see, we tried to push back up, but now it became resistance. And we pushed down and we found another support down here. Then we pushed up, as you can see, that same previous support level, now resistance, is having a hard time breaking it. We push back down. Went back up, try to break it, we push back down. So as you can see, this is a large resistance level, which was once support, has now changed to resistance. So always be mindful of that. Support tends to become resistance. Resistance, once it's broken through, tends to become support. So here you have a break, retest. A break, retest. That's what we like to call a high probability trade in the stock market. Once a support level or resistance level is broken, you want to wait for it to retest that level, and then you can take a high probability trade.